out of time, 'cause I'm low on the phone, you say. So I talk till I drop, you say, how could I have a heart made of stone? Why you? Oh, when we synchronize, it's exactly what I thought and I fantasized. Playing games with my mind, making us collide. And we know how it goes when we're out at night. And I don't know how we make it out when we make out on the low. Even if it rains, you'd rather make it snow. Both you and me know we gotta let it go. Laying on the ground, wondering why it's so cold. How we make it out when we make out on the low. Even if it rains, you'd rather make it snow. Both you and me know we gotta let it go. Laying on the ground, wondering why it's so cold. When you bet you're nice, you're so satisfied. When I dig in the dirt, you're in paradise. And I know that you know I can sleep at night. Oh, and you're by my side, and it's smooth how you move, 'cause I'm petrified. Setting traps in my head, messing with my mind. When you talk, but I know you're lying. And I don't know how we make it out when we make out on the low. Even if it rains, you'd rather make it snow. Both you and me know we gotta let it go. Laying on the ground, wondering why it's so cold. How we make it out when we make out on the low. Even if it rains, you'd rather make it snow. Both you and me know we gotta let it go. Laying on the ground, wondering why it's so cold. Why you so icy cold? My tears can't drip. Sitting awake alone, tattoos I miss. If I was to call your phone, I know you'd click. Baby, can have the throne, I call it quits. You can even have my car, I don't need it. I've been inside my room since you left it, thinking about the place where we first kissed. Oh, and I don't know how we make it out when we make out on the low. Even if it rains, you'd rather make it snow. Both you and me know we gotta let it go. Laying on the ground, wondering why it's so cold. How we make it out when we make out on the low. Even if it rains, you'd rather make it snow. Both you and me know we gotta let it go. Laying on the ground, wondering why it's so cold.
Welcome to NBA 2K TV. We have Kenny the Jet Smith, Trae Young, and so much more. So let's get started.
All right, Chris, before we get started, I need to ask you a question. Steph Curry or Larry Bird, who is the best shooter of the two?
Man, well, they call him Larry Legend for a reason, but I have to give the edge to Stephen Curry. He simply changed the game.
I definitely agree, and I posed that question in a
And now introducing your Los Angeles Clippers. At power forward, standing 6'8", number 33, Nicholas Batum. Starting at point guard, 6 feet 1 inches, number 21, Patrick Beverley. At center, 6 feet 10 inches, number 9, Serge Ibaka. Starting at the other guard, standing 6'8", number 13, Paul George. The other forward position, at 6'6" number 2, Kawhi Leonard. The head coach of your home team is Tyronn Lue. Ladies and gentlemen, your Los Angeles Clippers.
Good Friday night to you, sports fans. You've come to the right place. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. our game tonight featuring the Los Angeles Clippers as they go up against the Boston Celtics. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Hey, Kevin, the Clippers, for now at least, are still tenants at the Staples Center. But former team superstar and analyst for the Hawks, Dominique Wilkins, who used to play for the Clippers at the end of his career, said the atmosphere at their games now matches that of the Lakers, adding, "This excitement for two teams in the same city, I don't know when that's happened in basketball. It's pretty amazing." Guys?
There's been a transformation here in LA. There is no doubt about that. DA, thank you. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. You look at Boston, right there in 5th position, middle of the pack in the conference.
And you know, for the Celtics, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
Well, it's possible we haven't seen them at their best yet. They've shown they can play with any team in the league. Now they need to do it every night, not just some nights.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Brown is the 2 with Tatum at the 3. Daniel Tice out there with Tristan Thompson. And it's Walker in at the point. And for the Clippers, we've got Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum, and it's Ibaka in at the pivot, manning the middle. Well, for the teams that are clearly rebuilding, should they simply play the young guns, Greg, no matter what, or should they make them earn their minutes?
Kev, I don't know that there's a right answer to that. I think it's really about the personnel and the personalities of the guys on that roster. And really, the front office should play a big role in that as well. But it's a hard call. You got to believe enough in those young guys to say, hey, that's our future. We're going in that direction. But you still got to also take care of your veteran guys who are kind of setting the table for your future. And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
Here's George. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And you go back to that horrific leg injury in Vegas back in 2014, and Paul George hasn't just made it back to the NBA. He's come back a better player.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws here for the night. First free throw is good. And both free throws good for Paul George.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Passes it to Tice. They get a hand on it. Paul George with the steal. Goes up. And then George with the jam.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Celtics have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Walker the pass to Tice. Thompson with it. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
A foul right off the bat. You hate to pick up your first one so quick.
To the inside, Brown, and finished off by Brown.
Wow, wonderful court awareness that time. You can count on Walker to find the open man.
And George, here we go. Goes back up, and it's finished off by Batum.
A nice start for them offensively. 3 of 4 to kick things off.
The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Walker dishes to Thompson. Back to Walker. Oh, that's blocked.
And Beverly just goes all out on defense, which is what allows him to come up with these rejections.
And taken away by Brown. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Here's Tatum, and the rejection by Leonard. And George, here we go. And the shot goes in. George has got his third basket of the night right there.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Thompson finds Tice. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
Now look, I like how aware Thompson is. He knows when to pass the ball to a teammate in a good position, coming off that screen and roll. And talk about an unsung hero, Daniel Tice. Last off-season, he agreed to a 2-year deal with the Celtics worth $10 million. Just another great signing by Danny Ainge.
Austin with the ball after Los Angeles picked up 3 with their last shot. Stolen by Beverly. Now the Clippers moving it up. Beverly with the ball. Hammers it in after taking it the length of the floor.
And the quick feet of Beverly really jetting it down the open court for high percentage opportunity.
Celtics trail by 8.
And see, Webb, when you look at all that Tice provides for this team, it's amazing he doesn't get more credit.
Well, you're right, Jay, but he is surrounded by great players who deserve to attract the limelight. But he can rebound, defend, set picks. He can stretch the floor, and every year he continues to improve.
Now Leonard, after Jaylen Brown's three-pointer that didn't go.
Their movement is good, and they get the ball into the right hand. Now, usually he drops those in between jumpers.
Thompson, great positioning on the putback. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. 6-point game. And that one's good, George.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Thompson. Paul George making his last shot. Tice finds Walker. Brown outside. The rebound by Ibaka.
He's not using his head this quarter. He's got to get back to finding high percentage shots.
That one goes. Count it. George has got 13 points.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
They've come out of the gate strong at both ends of the floor, just in total control so far.
Now, here's Thompson. 17 points for him last game against Sacramento.
And not only that, I mean, if you think about it, he dominated the boards. His energy was incredible. He never stopped working.
Here's Batum. Goes to the reverse layup and taps it in.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Celtics trail by 9. And Walker kicks to Tice. Tatum passes to Thompson. The Celtics working the ball around now from 18 feet away. And Tatum with the basket on the assist by Walker.
Over the years, Tatum has tried to reduce the number of mid-range jumpers he takes, but it's still a natural tendency of his.
And it's Beverly missing. Boston's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Walker's shot is off.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert. And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Here's Tatum. Clippers able to drain the 3. Kicks to Brown. Pass to Thompson. Shot clock at 6. Outside, Walker. Beyond the arc. And again, Boston with the triple.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally gets one to go.
Los Angeles leading by 7. Ring shot on the way. Bank shot, no good. Boston's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from 3-point range so far in the first. Pass to Tice. Back to Walker. And it's Boston with another.
And Walker is what we call thirsty. He's thinking of firing as soon as he gets the rock. Great presence of mind from the point guard.
And that one's good. Beverly.
Well, with the role he's on this quarter, they're going to keep going to him. Get that lead even bigger.
Knocked loose. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverly.
Celtics ball.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Zubats is checked in for Ibaka. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Jackson, he's checked in for George. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly. Then for the Celtics, Williams, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Shemi Ojeleye comes in for Daniel Tice. And it's Teague in for Kemba Walker. So it's the Celtics now, trailing here by 8. Teague, and he finishes nicely on the layup.
Well, Jeff Teague is one of the tougher players in the league despite his size, and he did a good job finishing through the contact.
The Celtics shooting at a nice 53% rate to start the game. They are sticking to the campaign. Inside, here's Tatum. The kick out to Brown. Releases. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Nobody near Williams. Hands it from downtown.
And really setting the tone early with their three-point shooting.
Well, it was the Boston Celtics, their last game a loss to the Kings in Sacramento. Down low, here's Teague. Lays it up off the glass. Teague's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Shot is good off the back rim and in. And the Clippers lead by 7.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Teague dishes to Williams. He kicks it to Brown, to the middle. And it's Teague, that time on the assist by Brown. Teague's got 6 points.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
It's Williams with the drive and Boston with the rebound. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Clippers team.
It's not often we get to see this matchup, but it is a doozy when we do. Just 2 powerhouse teams facing off.
I mean, who knows? If you want to look all the way ahead to the finals, it's possible these teams could see each other there. So both teams looking to make a statement in their first meeting of the season.
Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Now here's Teague, following the miss by Lou Williams. It's good.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Now here's Brown. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Sacramento. Here's Teague. They trail by 6. Over in the corner, Brown. 6 on the shot clock. Lots of room. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Williams. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And it's an 8-point Los Angeles lead.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
And Teague's got the ball here for Boston. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
You got to give them an A for effort. Just fell a little bit short in that one.
It's one of those games where home court played a big role. It might have been a different result if they were in their own building.
The Los Angeles Clippers come into this one after the win against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Over to the left wing. Puts up a 3, and again, Boston with the triple.
And Teague knew that he would be open there. Great patience and vision from the point man.
Williams for 3, hits the 3-point bomb. Williams has got 8.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Talk about it. The great competition going on. That's what makes a matchup like this so much fun to watch.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
From the arc, it falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
Teague with a clean look. The shot's good. Brown making the play. He's got 11.
Taking things into his own hands. He's been a beast this quarter.
Took him no time at all on that one. And the Clippers lead by 9.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense. Attacking the rack to great effect.
Lou Williams, so crafty, GA. Just a knack for putting the ball in the basket.
This guy just has the gift. I mean, it's been that way forever. He is just a born scorer.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Celtics trail by 12. 59 seconds left to play here in the first, and it's good. 2 points.
And Teague is just so calm and collected when he gets near the rim.
Here's Williams. No good off the back of the rim.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's his first foul. Here's the Clippers. They're on a 13-5 run. Williams gets the bucket. Williams has got 20.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Now here's Teague. 13 points in the game. Morris outside. Shot from 16. Rebound by Williams.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
No, you're right. He'd take that 10 out of 10 times. He's not going to miss many of those.
Williams for 3. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, they've been very aggressive, and they've taken early control of this game.
And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Clippers lead by 15. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it takes for young players to acclimate themselves to the NBA.
You know, this game, it's a physical game, obviously, but, a lot of it is mental. So, just, making sure you're thinking while you're out there is, one of the big things for me. One of the things I've kind of learned since I've been in the league.
You know this, it takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. Guys, we've seen a confident-looking Clippers team out there.
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Yeah, it's a gambling style that pays off, keeping things in disarray for that offense.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Lou Williams out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Morris in at the 4 spot.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Zubac. And here is Brown. And they double up Brown. Left side Williams. Back to Brown. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
And the determination of Brown is phenomenal. No one is going to stop these shots from going down.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. A moment now to check out some numbers for Tristan Thompson.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage, and it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
That free throw good from Brown.
And for Brown, it's about consistently improving. We've seen flashes from him, but now it's time for him to meet expectations.
There's Jackson with the three. The shot that time, not on target. And it's Boston the other way. And that game will be 4 out of 5 on the road for the team. Brown, and that's off the glass and in. Brown's got 5 points now this quarter.
He doesn't play around. If the buck is there for him, he's going to get it.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, guys, if you can believe it, before Jaylen Brown went to the draft, one executive said the Cal Berkeley star was too smart. Brown says, when athletes are also informative, it can intimidate. We get pushback for our outside interests. The whole shut up and dribble movement is big, and I'm a part of that movement. Guys?
Strong story, DA, there. Thanks. Near the three-point line, it's Morris. Rebound by Williams. Celtics trail by 17. On the wing, Williams. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low number.
That's good from Williams. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. George is checked in for Jackson. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. And then for Boston, Daniel Tice is checked in for Robert Williams. And Walker subbed in for Jaylen Brown. And Williams drops them both. Los Angeles leading by 15. Fires from the wing. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Beverly's got 13.
And really, Beverly is very reliable from the mid-range area. I mean, his jumper has come a long way.
To the left side wing. Teague for 3. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And so Beverly will bring it up for Los Angeles. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Walker against George. And it's Walker that time on the assist by Teague. Teague's got 3 assists in the game. Here's Beverly. And it comes off the front of the rim. Celtics trail by 15. Poke loose. From the wing, Williams with a clean look. Sinks the triple. He's got 7.
Well, he's not focused on the D on most possessions, but you can forget about him altogether.
Now, here's Walker. He's got 7. Here's Teague. That's in, and he's 7 for 12 now in the game.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high-percentage looks from inside.
And it's George missing.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Thompson, he's checked in for Boston. Jason Tatum comes in for Semi Ojeleye. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Teague for 3. Offensive rebound. And another shot. And the pass to Tice. Nice ball movement by Boston. Fires from deep. Tries yet again. And the rejection by Ibaka.
An elite rim protector, Ibaka has the highly desired combination of athleticism and timing.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
Batum trying to break loose. George with the bucket.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
You have to go to your best scorers. I mean, it's a smart strategy, and so far, it's paying off in this game.
And the shot goes in.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint. And you can't help but see the impact Thompson has in the paint. On both ends of the floor, he's a rock planted near the rim. Very strong legs that help him get to so many of those rebounds.
And with Thompson, as you said, Greg, once he's planted in the paint, good luck.
I mean, think about it. About 40% of his rebounds are on the offensive end. He just refuses to get moved or boxed out. Combine that with his hunger on that end of the floor, and you see why he's such a great rebounder.
That free throw, no good.
Well, in overtime, Beverly has established himself as just a defensive specialist, juggernaut, an absolute pest who plays his tail off on both ends of the floor.
So neither attempt will fall that time for him.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds given what the scoreboard says.
And he trims the lead to single digits. And that's now 19 points for Jeff Teague.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Boston now. They're on an 18-7 run. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got his 6th assist on the night.
Teague is just doing whatever he wants out there, and there is no way to slow him down. An absolute blast to watch him perform.
Things can turn around in a hurry. I mean, can't they? I mean, last quarter, he was lights out. All of a sudden, nothing's dropped.
They get the rebound. Thompson. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Look, Thompson's getting after it. A highly skilled offensive rebounder who crashes with power.
Clippers leading by 3. Batum trying to break loose. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
That's not who they want guarding him. I mean, the size mismatch is just too big. All he has to do is just keep attacking the rim.
Walker the pass to Thompson. To the paint. That's good from Teague on the assist by Thompson. Teague's got 24 points.
Oh, he's been dominant this quarter. I mean, he's determined to prevent the lead from getting any bigger. He's not an easy man to stop when he's attacking the basket. The D doing everything it can.
Now here's Teague. 24 points for him. Tice, no one around him. It's hauled in by George. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Makes it off the glass. He's got 19.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Down low. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Beverly with the ball. He's picked up by Walker. And yes, it's good. Now it's a 7-point Clipper lead.
Even when contact comes Beverly's way, I mean, he's a pro at finishing, absorbing it so well on these shots.
Back to Walker. Here's Thompson. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound.
He's disappeared this quarter. He can't get anything to drop. That's not going to help him get out of the hole.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It goes on Jason Tatum. First trip to the line for him here.
Kawhi Leonard taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
You know, when he was in high school in California, Kawhi won the state's Mr. Basketball Award. And you look at the list of guys who've won that award over the years, it has a lot of the all-time greats on it.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard. Greg, we're seeing the game evolve. We're seeing more and more big men displaying perimeter skills. Do you like that, or is there a part of you that misses those days when it all played out inside the lane in a very condensed area?
Listen, Kev, I think the game has kind of evolved on from the impact that the bigs had on the interior, but not the impact that they're having on the game. The reality is the game just doesn't stand still. And now as a big, you've got to have far more versatility. You got to be able to play in space. And as a fan, I just find the game to be more appealing to watch with the freedom of movement, the flow, and more of the skill set being put on display.
I agree.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Yeah, I like the chess match that's going on here. Each team trying to find and exploit the favorable matchup on the floor.
Celtics making a switch here. Brown's checked in. And looking at the real stats, real scores from the real NBA, we can see the teams that make the most of their trips to the foul line. The Clippers, number 1.
You can't be careless when you play them. I mean, no wasted opportunities at the line. It's a team effort, and they're getting it done.
Deep 2 from Beverly, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron. And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for Boston. 9-point game. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5-for-11 night.
His field goal percentage is creeping up there now. I mean, it wasn't pretty in the first quarter.
Again, Los Angeles. Celtics trail by 9. Walker the pass to Thompson. Ibaka with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. Stolen by Walker. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And Los Angeles with some changes. Jackson comes in for George. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Here is Williams. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Great D that time from Tatum.
Oh, you hate to let those easy chances slip through your fingers.
Pulls up, high post. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka. Clippers leading by 9. And it's blocked by Brown.
Oh, just tenacious defense from Brown right there. I mean, superb at playing shutdown defense and stifling shooters.
He dishes it to Tatum. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. And it's good for 2. Leonard's got 4 points this quarter.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Second chance shot. Williams' shot is off.
Oh, sloppy finish. The D was giving him the layup. He just didn't stay with it.
Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Kemba Walker. Williams, that's a 2-pointer, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Williams has got 31 points. Williams against Walker, and it's in there.
That's a good idea for Walker. Get the D thinking about a jump shot and open up the passing lanes.
Clippers leading by 9. Here's Williams. Again, the Clippers.
It's been a clinical performance. He's played a huge role and has them in position to grab the W.
Tatum finds Brown. And there's the call on Lou Williams. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's number 2 on him already. A third foul before the half, and he may be grabbing some pine.
So, for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. And Morris subbed in for Nicholas Batum. Williams, he's checked in for the Celtics. Nice ball movement by Boston. Shots good by Walker.
With the run he's on in the second quarter, I mean, his field goal percentage is tremendous right now.
A serious talent when Robert Williams is healthy. He makes his presence felt. Has great length and lift off the floor. Defensively, he protects the rim and even blocks shots out on the perimeter.
And here's Tatum for 3. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. There's Jackson with the 3. And again, it's the Clippers from deep. And then offensively, Williams is mostly a rim runner at this point. But, Greg, there are signs that the jumper is coming along.
Yeah, you know, when he was drafted at the end of the first round, there was a lot of talk about rebuilding his shot mechanics. And that's still a work in progress. But where he's really impressed people is with his passing. He has terrific instincts for the game.
Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. And now, look at Boston's upcoming schedule. On Sunday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns. And then on Tuesday, they'll face off against Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz.
And for their matchup with Detroit, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
And the rejection by Zubac. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Leonard. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month, averaging about 27 points per, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, it gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others.
Morris with the rebound. And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead.
Oh, man, you really like seeing Jackson get going from the perimeter. His three-point shot has come a long way.
That's a 2-pointer from Walker. Again, the miss by the Celtics. But they get it back. Clippers leading by 11. Morris dishes to Leonard. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
He's finally coming around, trying to make up for that goose egg he put up in the first quarter.
For Los Angeles, they have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Lou Williams. And then for Boston, Williams comes in for Thompson. And Shemi Ojeley's subbed in for Tatum.
One shot.
That free throw good from Leonard.
Didn't have a free throw in the first quarter, but you can see he's starting to play with more energy now. He has a tougher attitude.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Outside Williams, uncovered. Morris with the rebound. And now running up the court, Leonard pushing it up, and it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
Celtics ball.
Now Walker, outside Williams. With one on the clock, and oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Now that's the way you want to end the quarter, with the momentum on your side.
And that concludes the first half. The Clippers on top, up by 12. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you very much. Lou, in the first half, your offense was clicking. What was the difference getting off to a hot start?
I think we play with a lot of energy, the ball swinging around. They're using a lot of help side defense. We're just taking advantage of it.
And really breaking them down. Thanks, Lou. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Lou Williams has been having a big night. He ended up with 33 points, 2 rebounds, and also 3 steals. He came in with something to prove tonight after having a very tough outing in their last game. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Clippers?
Well, it's a nice, patient offense they're running tonight. They're not forcing shots. They're waiting for the good ones. And as efficient as they've been, no wonder they're in front.
Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
They just gave up way too many good looks from the three-point line. That means either you haven't followed the game plan correctly or you're not executing it correctly. Either way, it's wrong. So from the looks of the first half, they need to aggressively close out on shooters to close this gap and the score.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been a clinic out there by Lou Williams.
Well, he was putting on a passing clinic in that first half, set up a lot of their makes.
He was very creative in how he orchestrated the offense.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Second half underway. Here's who Brad Stevens got on the floor. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Jason Tatum is out there with Daniel Tice. And it's Thompson in at the 5, patrolling the paint. Tatum's shot is off. Clippers leading by 12. The 3 from George. Knocks down the 3 ball. George has got the first bucket of the third here for the Clippers.
And I love the floor spacing George gives you. His range seems to extend a little every year.
Brown kicks to Tatum. Left side Walker. Over Williams. The putback, and there's Thompson putting it right back in. Thompson's got 10 points.
Well, in the rebounding game at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile 1 block.
Determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Beverly's checked in. Walker surveying the floor. Paul George with the steal. For the finish. Drops in the breakaway layup. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
A perennial all-defensive pick. George's quick hands create a lot of transition opportunities.
Paul George with the steal. And it's George finishing it off.
An incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. Celtics trail by 17. Outside, Walker passes it to Tice. Brown, good. 16 points for him.
With great physical and athletic tools, Brown's adept at pushing past contact.
And he gets it to go.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here, trying to give the opposition no light at the end of the tunnel.
Two minutes into the second half of play now. Outside, Walker lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Leonard's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. That one drops for him. Beverly's got 23 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Walker the pass to Tice. For the three, Serge Ibaka pulls it in. Ibaka's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Leonard, that's for 2. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
Absolutely relentless. They're in the flow and riding that wave for as long as they can.
Outside Tatum. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got assist number 8 here in this one already. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Teague is checked in for the Celtics. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. It's Brown on the wing. A 3-ball. Serge Ibaka with the rebound. Ibaka's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Short. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. The Clippers have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
Clippers, Paul George. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And both free throws good for Paul George. Celtics trail by 20, and George gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Teague the pass to Tice. That's tipped, and so the Clippers with another turnover. And the dunk by Batum.
Did you see that speed from Batum, showing the real tenacity on defense to come up with the steal?
Teague with the ball. He's got 24. Kicks to Thompson. Outside Tatum. Pass to Brown. Yep, it counts.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
George with the ball. Now guarded by Tatum.
Now a chance to see the numbers for George. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable, averaging about 23 points per, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds. And the phrase stats don't lie absolutely applies here. He's been a monster on the court for this team.
He's oozing with confidence. I mean, and it shows. Every time he steps on the floor, he expects to dominate.
And he knocks down the first one. Marcus Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Shemi Ojeleye is checked in for the Celtics. And George drops them both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Brown outside. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Brown's got 7 now in this quarter.
That gives him 2 3-pointers for the game, 1 in each half. I mean, he may add to that total pretty soon.
And it's George finishing it off.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Now here's Teague. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. And Tice gets it to go.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Here's George. From down in the low post, it goes. George has got 15 points here in the second half. Celtics trail by 21. T kicks to Tice. Tatum on the wing. Brown wide open. He fires. His 3-pointer's off the mark. The Clippers shooting 64%. Beautiful all-around play by this offense. Pass to Tatum. This one for 3. Nailed from three-point land. Tatum's got 11.
Oh, what incredible precision. Brown cutting the D to pieces with his pass.
George, that's a 2-pointer. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
It's all clicked into place for him this quarter. He's not missed a single shot.
So the Celtics call timeout, their first.
And the talk in their huddle is going to be about taking care of the basketball. I mean, their turnover numbers are terrible.
Zubac is checked in for Nicholas Batum. Boston also with the sub. Williams, he's checked in for Daniel Tice. Celtics trail by 20. To the middle. Here's Williams. That's good. And so Teague with the assist. He's got 9.
Now that's how you lead your teammate into an easy scoring chance. I love that assist.
And that one's good. Beverly.
Oh, it just seems as if Beverly is connecting on everything out there. I mean, when he's scoring at a good clip, the D has to be nervous.
Teague dishes to Williams. Double team on Williams. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Oh, the movement off the ball is good. I mean, and the pass to hit him in stride is even better.
The Celtics have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
One shot.
That's good from Williams. Los Angeles leading by 17. And George, here we go.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverly, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
So it's Boston now. Here's T. He's got 24. And here's Brown outside. The Clippers grab the miss. Ibaka's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. A nice shot by George. George has got 40 points.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
And then Brown with the dunk.
And textbook. I mean, that move to the lane, you got to tip your hat on that one.
Well said, Greg. And Clark with some major elevation on the slam. George banked in off the glass. George has got 42 in the game.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Tatum finds Brown. Knocks it loose. Paul George with the steal. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. The NBA continues to build international academies to develop prospects from other countries. Already, academy graduates are playing Division I college basketball. And before long, NBA players should start emerging from that pipeline. The league continues to reach out to find overlooked youngsters who have a gift and give them the opportunity. Guys?
Outstanding, David. Thank you. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal numbers for Paul George.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
That's good from Beverly. Williams, he's checked in for Tatum. And he makes both free throws. And the Celtics with possession here. And here is Teague. 24 points for him. To the wing right side. Out left to the wing. Lets it go with a 3. Kept alive by Boston.
Well, that's made a huge difference in this game, if you ask me. Their offensive rebounding has been sensational.
Just 5 on the clock. Back to Brown. Drops in the tray.
Timeout.
Brown's got 15 points in just the second half.
And he's got 12 points from three-point range now. 9 have come in this half alone.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Williams comes in for Patrick Beverly. Clippers leading by 19. Here's Williams. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Williams has got 35 in the game. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Teague left side for 3. Here's Williams, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Here's Kennard. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
It's Kennard's ability to create that sets him apart. I mean, gets inside, finds himself a shot.
Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite tools, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
That free throw, good from Kennard.
And with a bigger role, Kennard continues to blossom, an efficient, intelligent scorer who plays to his strengths.
Teague, the pass to Ojale. There's Brown with the three, buries it from three-point range. Brown's got 32 points.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Drills the three-pointer.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Let's talk about it. The great competition going on. That's what makes a matchup like this so much fun to watch.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
That's a two from Kennard, and a little luck that time, but it drops. Kennard's got 5.
Well, Kennard is a crafty lefty that plays with fluidity. I mean, he makes pull-up jumpers look so effortless.
Brown, the pass to Ojale. Brown against Kennard. A floater, and the layup good by Brown. Brown's got 36.
They're going to be relying on him here late. I mean, just think about it. Hoping to come from behind, he just needs to keep doing what he's been doing.
The Celtics shooting a stellar 60% since the halftime break. And finished off by Brown.
It's amazing. The development of Brown as a scorer, and he's an exciting two-way talent. He's showing us all that tonight.
Williams, that's good. Williams has got 40 points.
The defense has just been unable to slow him down. Wow, what a game.
Now a timeout called by Boston. And some changes here for the Celtics. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Robert Williams. And Walker subbed in for Jeff Teague. Celtics shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. To the inside, Williams. And the slam by Williams.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, coach is definitely pleased. That's the execution he loves to see.
What a scorer this guy is. Inside, outside, mid-range. Williams is capable of doing damage from anywhere.
Here's Ojale. 6 points for him.
Looking now at some numbers for Zubac. Some nice work from him over the last 10 games. 8th in free throw percentage. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And yeah, he's a true professional at the free throw line. It's a part of the game where he excels. You want him at the line for you in crunch time. No good on that one. And the Clippers making a change here. Leonard's checked in. And the second free throw, good. 1:24 left here in the third quarter. Pulls up on the wing. Another one falls for the Clippers.
And once Lou Will catches fire,
look out. He is really pouring it on now.
And stolen by Williams. They're running, and here they go. Finished off the break. Williams has got 46 points.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there. I mean, logs his first 3 of the second half. After nailing 2 in the first, they don't want to let this fella get going.
The shot's good from Kennard.
And don't sleep on Williams' ability to create for others. That's a veteran play.
And there's the feed to Brown. And the dunk by Brown.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up. And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. Brown kicks to Walker. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 6th assist on the night.
Knocks down his second 3 of the half. I mean, he had 2 of them in the first half also. Doing some solid work from deep.
Here's Walker. 26 points for him. Offensive rebound. And Thompson throws it down.
Look, this is what Thompson wants every time. He wants to get near the rim and try to throw it down.
Unable to get that one. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Clippers lead by 19. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Oh, beautiful feed. Always a luxury to have a big man who can see the whole floor.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Celtics trail by 19. They've got Ivica Zubac. Batuma's out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Williams at the point guard. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
You really got to tip your cap to him in terms of how he's played today, even if they end up losing this game.
Bucket is good.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Morris has gone 2 for 4 so far here tonight. Brown the pass to Ojale. Thompson from long range. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. They host the Kings after this game, and that game is the second of 2 straight at home. George is checked in for the Clippers. Now, here's Walker. Inside, tight.
Oh, nice. Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. Wasted no time on that one. And the Clippers lead by 19.
Well, in addition to Batum's solid perimeter shooting, he is also very efficient from the mid-range, dropping in these shots consistently.
Thompson finds Brown. And here's Tice. Back to Brown, and the dunk by Brown.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. That one falls. George has got 46 points.
A guy with George's focus can shrug off the contact. He won't let the defender disrupt his rhythm.
And they pick up 2.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Leonard, and Thompson sends it back.
Look, Thompson is a more than capable defender. He has excellent length, and he uses that to swat away shots.
Here's Tice. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Tice. And the Celtics making a change here. Tatum's checked in. He's off on the second. Clippers leading by 16. Here's Leonard. And the rejection by Tatum.
The long arm of the law. Tatum prohibiting that shot from ever having a chance.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
Now here's Walker. No coverage that time. Walker's got 29.
And you can just see his confidence is rising. Bucket after bucket from long range.
And George gets it to go.
Nice play by George. This is what size on the wing gives you, the option to pick your spot anywhere on the floor.
Here's Thompson, and here's Brown outside. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 6 assists here tonight.
And when he gets it going, this is what can happen. They need to think about the double team now.
And it's George missing. Celtics trail by 12. On the wing, Brown launches a 3. Yet another bucket.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. And the Clippers call time here.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
4 rotations. I mean, slow help and just not enough toughness on the interior. They've got a lot to talk about.
Patrick Beverly's checked in for Williams. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He told them this is a game of runs. It's a game of momentum. You may have the lead now, but I'm telling you guys, it can evaporate in a hurry. Let's close this thing out. Kevin?
All right, thank you, David. Tatum kicks to Walker. And he makes good on the layup. And that's 31 points for Walker.
Don't you love the passion Walker plays with? An incredible athlete who somehow...
Oh, that was an impressive throwdown.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Tice, no good. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
Thompson finds Tatum. Lets the 3 fly. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
He's really turned it around here in the second half. I mean, his offense has returned.
Clippers leading by 8. Here's George. It's rebounded by Tice. Boston's gone to 3-point range for 12 of their points in the final quarter on 4 of 5 shooting. The pass to Walker. Down low, here's Thompson, and Thompson throws it down.
I mean, you see the improvement. Walker, a reliable floor general.
The Clippers have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Beverly for 3, and another 3 for the Clippers.
Adding to his three-point total on the night. He had 3 in the first half. Now he's got his first one here in the second.
Walker the pass to Thompson. Dishes it to Tatum. Oh, and the jam by Tatum.
That's amazing, the creativity, and you see how fluid an athlete Tatum is.
The Clippers have gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. George, no good. Celtics trail by 7, and a fast break now for the Celtics. And Tatum the bucket on the assist by Brown. Brown's got 9 assists now tonight. Deep 2 from Beverly. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Beverly's got 32 points in the game. The Celtics shooting about 59% from the floor offensively. They've been running without a hitch. And a wide open look for Walker. A new 14 for Boston. The shot by Thompson, no good.
Timeout.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
So for the Clippers, Patterson comes in for Ivica Zubac, and Reggie Jackson subbed in for Nicholas Batum. Beverly for 3. That shot missing. Walker with some nice D.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
You got to admire how effective Walker is on offense. I mean, he's found his rhythm. He's riding that momentum.
Fires from deep. George, no good.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Tatum.
I mean, he's been terrific from the field so far this half. I mean, driving his percentage through the roof.
Now, Tatum. Got a piece of it. Leonard with the steal. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game. Now 6 for 10.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Tatum deciding where to go with it. Knocked loose.
Nice work on the glass, but his defense was even better. Really has an impact on that shot.
A 3 from Leonard. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
And in college, Leonard was a 25% shooter from 3. Boy, how times have changed.
Baseline jumper. Yep, it goes. And the Clipper lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Tatum.
Oh, he's been dominant this quarter. I mean, he's determined to prevent the lead from getting any bigger.
Reverses, and the layup by Jackson.
Like whenever Jackson uses his speed on the glass, keeping possessions going.
Here's Walker. That shot, no good. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Brown's got the ball. Tatum on the wing. Hits the 3 from the wing. Tatum's got 26.
And all of a sudden, that 3 puts them in striking distance, guys. He's had that shot working all night.
That's the big reason this game is still so close. I mean, he's been lights out from long range.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, these days, so much emphasis on the perimeter game, but you can see why after that sequence.
And Thompson throws it down.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And the defense has to be aware of this. When you don't put a body on him, you pay the consequences.
Brown outside. Another possession, another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. And the Clippers call time here.
Make some noise! Ladies and gentlemen, Greg's team.
And now, a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Lou Williams.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Patterson. And it's Batum in for Reggie Jackson. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers, leading by 5. And that one's good. Beverly.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Paul George really making a difference here.
He's running wild. They had to call a timeout just to take away at least some of his momentum.
Celtics trail by 8. Right side to Walker. From outside the arc, it's hauled in by Los Angeles. Ibaka's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. George finds Beverly. No good from outside. The Celtics shooting a smooth 58% from the field. Everything going according to plan for them on that end. Shots good by Walker.
Oh, impressive ball handling from Tatum. I mean, attracts the other team's focus and then finds the open man.
And here's George for 3. Sinks the three-pointer. George has got 56 points in the game.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, that's why he's hot. He's playing with a lot of confidence. That's why they're going to him with such consistency.
And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
And at about 230 pounds, Leonard is a well-built specimen. Can absorb defenders like it's nothing.
Tatum with it. A minute 42 left in the fourth. Drains the three-pointer. Tatum's got 29.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and they aren't just chucking up anything. I mean, they're doing a great job of creating quality looks.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
.132 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Tatum to the middle. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Yeah, and for Tatum, there's a natural instinct and understanding of how this offense flows.
Clippers leading by 10. Batum. Thompson with the rebound. And here's Brown outside. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Leonard's got 6 rebounds in the game.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Clippers.
A few times this season, turnovers have cost them, but they really kept the ball under control.
They were both focused and relentless.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Williams.
Well, he had a hand in just about everything they did tonight. I mean, he just didn't take a single possession off on either end. He was a complete package.
2 points, that one goes.
Well, he's been doing it all night. Why not go back to him?
Exactly. Give it to the guy with the hot hand as long as you can. Let him try to close this out.
Feeling it. No doubt about it. He's definitely feeling it right now. Shooting a terrific percentage from the field.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And Los Angeles with some changes. Mann's checked in, and it's Williams in for Paul George. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Paul's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Nesmith comes in for Tatum. Green, he's checked in for Jaylen Brown. And it's Edwards in for Kemba Walker. And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. To the right side. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Misses the 3. And guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
He gets it in there. Williams has got 48.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, I love how they play for one another out there. No signs of selfishness. They're just a total team effort.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Why you all turned it on down the stretch, so what was the difference?
You started to play defense and execute on the offensive end, and we finally started to knock down shots.
Well, that led to a win, man, and I appreciate your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you next time.